My girlfriend said, "You need to impress my friends," then handed me a $2,000 dinner bill. I smiled and said, "No problem." She was mortified when the waiter returned and announced, "Original post I, 28 male, learned last week that my girlfriend Vera, 26, had been playing a game I didn't know I was part of. We'd been dating for 8 months. Thought things were going well. She'd been hinting for weeks about meeting her inner circle. Made it sound exclusive, like I was leveling up in the relationship. Babe, my girls are dying to meet you properly. We're doing dinner at Cascadia on Friday. Sounds good? Fancy place? Don't worry about it. Just dress nice. You need to make a good impression. These are my closest friends." Should have caught the emphasis on "you need to." Friday comes. I show up in my best outfit. Vera's already there with 5 other women. The energy was weird, like they were sizing me up. "Ladies, this is Trent. Trent, meet the squad." Introductions all around. Immediately noticed they'd already ordered. Bottles of wine on the table, appetizers half-eaten. We started a little early, hope you don't mind. Throughout dinner, it was like an interview. What do I do? I consultant. Where do I live? Decent apartment. What car do I drive? Paid off Honda. Every answer got these little looks between them. Her friend Maddox was the worst. "So Trent, Vera says you're quite generous." The word hung there. Generous. They ordered like they were celebrating something. Lobster, Wagyu steaks, more wine. One girl, Shay, literally ordered 2 entrees because she couldn't decide. Nobody blinked. I'm doing mental math. This is getting expensive. But whatever, special occasion, right? Meeting the friends is important. Then the check comes. Waiter places it in the middle. Nobody moves. All eyes on me. Vera slides it over with a smile. "Babe," I open it. $2,127.43. $2,000. Me, "This is everyone's meal?" Laughing. "Don't be silly, of course it is. You wouldn't expect ladies to pay, would you? Her friends are watching. Waiting, it's a test." I see. "Is there a problem?" Voice getting sharp. "No problem at all." Pulled out my wallet. They relaxed. Vera squeezed my hand, proud. I handed the waiter my credit card with the check. Vera whispered, "I knew you were one of the good ones." Waiter left. The girls started gathering purses, ready to leave. 2 minutes later, waiter returns, clears his throat. "Waiter, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Trent, but your card has been declined." The table froze. "What? Run it again." "I ran it 3 times, ma'am. Would you like to try another card?" Pulling out my phone, checking my banking app. "That's weird, shows I have $87.50 available, but I'm sure I had more this morning." Vera's face went white. 80. What? "Oh wait, I moved most of my money to savings yesterday. Higher interest rates, you know? Guess I forgot to transfer it back." "You don't have $2,000? "Not in checking. It's in savings. The bank's closed now, though." Silence. Beautiful, awkward silence. "So, who's paying?" Hissing at me. "Fix this, now. I mean, I can put in my $87.50. The waiter, professional as ever. "Perhaps the ladies would like to split the remainder? I can divide it 6 ways. The explosion was instant. "I don't have my wallet. I only brought my ID. Vera said this was covered." Vera stared at me with pure rage. Then the mask slipped. "Vera, you did this on purpose." Me, "Did what? Forget to transfer money?" Vera, to her friends. "Give me a second." To me, "Outside, now." Update 1. In the parking lot, Vera went full mask off. "What kind of man are you? Do you know how embarrassing that was?" "Embarrassing for who?" "I told them you were a provider. I said you were different, and you humiliate me with this poverty act?" "Poverty? I have the money, just not in checking." "BS. You knew what tonight was. You knew you were supposed to impress them. By paying $2,000 for strangers' dinners?" "They're not strangers, they're my friends. And yes, a real man handles the bill without whining." "When did I whine? I gave them my card. With nothing on it." "Vera, why didn't your friends bring any money to a restaurant?" She actually laughed. "You really don't get it, do you? We don't pay. That's not how this works." "How what works?" "Dating, relationships. Men take care of things. That's literally your job." "My job? I thought my job was IT consulting." "Don't be cute. You know what you signed up for when you started dating me." "I signed up to pay for your entire friend group?" "You signed up to be a provider, to show you can take care of me. Tonight was a test. That I failed? Spectacularly." We stood there. Inside, I could see chaos through the window. The waiter talking to a manager, her friends gesticulating wildly. So what happens now? Now I have to go in there and pay for dinner with money I need for rent because you decided to be petty. And then we're done. You're breaking up with me over this? I'm breaking up with you because you're not man enough for me. Enjoy your savings account. She stormed back inside. I sat in my car and watched through the window as they frantically pooled cash and cards. Took them 30 minutes to sort it out. Got home to a barrage of texts. Not from Vera, from her friends. You're actually pathetic. Vera deserves so much better. Small dick energy, no wonder you drive a Honda. Blocked them all. Then curiosity hit. Checked Vera's Instagram. Her story from earlier that day. Tonight's the night. Let's see if he passes the test. Heck, know your worth. The test, it was planned. Started scrolling back. Found more. Posts about high-value women dating with standards. If he wanted to, he would. Then found her TikTok. Whole different world. Videos about how to test if he's a provider. Red flags. He asked to split the bill. My girls and I only date men who pay. The dinner wasn't a meeting. It was a shakedown. Commented on her story. Failed your test but passed my own. Within an hour, she blocked me everywhere. Good riddance, right? Wrong. The entitlement was just beginning. Update 2. 3 days later, I get a Venmo request. $354.57 from Vera. Message, my portion from Friday since you couldn't be a man about it. Declined it. Another request, same amount. You owe me this. Declined again. Then came the text from a number I didn't recognize. This is Vera. Pay me back now. You deliberately humiliated me. The least you can do is cover what I had to pay. My friends think I'm dating a broke loser because of you. Me, you chose the restaurant. You invited your friends. You ordered the food. How do I owe you money? Because a real man would have paid. I had to use my rent money. That sounds like a you problem. She started calling. 20 times in an hour. Left voicemails getting progressively angrier. You're literally stealing from me. I'm going to tell everyone what kind of person you are. You'll never find another woman like me. That last one made me laugh. Hope that's true. But then things got interesting. Started getting DMs on Instagram from random accounts. Girls I'd never met. Hey, is this Trent? Just wanted to warn you about Vera. Met up with one, Bethany. She had stories. Bethany. She did the exact same thing to my ex, the meet my friend's dinner test. He paid $1,800. Then she dumped him a week later for not being ambitious enough. Wait, she's done this before? Oh honey, this is her thing. She and her crew run this game every few months. Find a guy, milk him for dinners and gifts, test him with the big group dinner. If he pays without blinking, they keep him around for more. If he hesitates or can't, they shame him and move on. That's fraud. It's genius if you have no conscience. They've got a whole system. They even have a group chat where they share targets. She showed me screenshots, a WhatsApp group called City Girls Win. Messages like, found a new one? Software engineer, should be good for at least 5K before he catches on. Mine just bought the table at Skybar, 3K minimum, lol. Remember ladies, if he complains about money, he's not the one. Next. And there was my name, my photo, my job, my car, all shared before I'd even met the friends. Vera, this one seems promising. IT money but drives a Honda. Might be cheap or might be smart. Testing Friday. After the dinner, failed, had to pay my own way. Disgusting. Maddox, drop him sis, broke boys don't deserve you. Shay Honda should have been the red flag, lol. But the best part? Bethany wasn't the only ex-girlfriend of a victim who'd noticed the pattern. There was a whole underground network of women warning each other about Vera's crew. They had a spreadsheet. 23 guys in the past 2 years. Total estimated take, over $50,000 in dinners, gifts, and loans. Me, this is insane. Why hasn't anyone reported them? Bethany, for what? Being gold diggers? That's not illegal, just gross. But Vera wasn't done with me. Since I wouldn't pay, she decided to escalate. Started getting calls from her brother Marco. Deep voice, aggressive. Marco, yo, you got my sister out here struggling because you wanted to play games. Your sister struggled because she spent rent money on Wagyu. Listen, just pay what you owe and we're good. I don't owe anything. That's not how she sees it, and I don't like seeing my sister upset. Then tell her to stop running dinner scams. Dinner scams? Bro, you tried to finesse a table full of women. That's the scam. I literally tried to pay, Marco, with a declined card. You think we're stupid? The threats got less subtle. Would be a shame if something happened to that Honda. Your job know you're out here disrespecting women? That's when I decided to end this properly. Update 3. See, Vera made 2 mistakes. First, she put everything in writing. Second, she forgot I work in IT. Started with the evidence. Screenshots of everything. The Instagram posts, the TikToks explaining the scheme, the WhatsApp messages planning the setup, the Venmo requests, the threats from Marco. Then I did some digging. Marco wasn't her brother. He was her ex, Felix, still hung up on her and doing her dirty work. Found his real Facebook in about 10 minutes. But the real gold was Vera's LinkedIn. Girl was job hunting, had applications out to a dozen companies, all in sales and marketing. Relationship builder and strategic communicator all over her resume. I created a simple website, nothing fancy, datescamalert.com. Put up all the evidence, the screenshots, the pattern, the testimonies from other victims. No last names or personal info, but enough that anyone Googling Vera and marketing in our city would find it. Then the masterpiece. Found out Vera had been claiming the dinners as business expenses on her taxes. She'd been bragging about it in the group chat. If they're paying, might as well get the write-off too. Except you can't write off personal dinners as business expenses. That's tax fraud. Sent an anonymous tip to the IRS with the screenshots. Turns out they take that pretty seriously. But I wasn't done. Remember Cascadia, the restaurant? They had cameras. And a very interested manager when I explained what happened. Manager: we've had issues with this group before, sending food back after eating half, claiming hair and dishes for comps. If you're willing to sign a statement. I was. So were 3 other victims. Bethany connected me with. Cascadia banned Vera and her entire crew. But better? They're part of a restaurant group. 7 high-end places, all banned. The house of cards started falling. First, the job search. Vera made it to final rounds at 2 companies before they decided to go in another direction. Weird how that happens when Date Scam Alert is the 3rd Google result for your name. Then the IRS came knocking. Turns out she owed about $3,000 in back taxes from her business meals, plus penalties, plus interest. But the best part was when her crew turned on each other. See, when the restaurant ban started hitting and the tax issues came up, they started blaming each other. Maddox posted in their group, "Who snitched? Someone gave them our messages." Accusations flew. Paranoia set in. They started kicking members out, suspecting everyone. Vera blamed Shay for being too obvious. Shay blamed Vera for keeping records. The group imploded. Meanwhile, Marco Felix got spooked when I mentioned I'd traced his real identity. Stopped calling real quick. Final update. It's been 3 months now. The aftermath was chef's kiss, deeply satisfying. Vera's still unemployed. Hard to get hired when you're internet famous for running dinner scams. Last I heard, she moved back with her parents and was working at a mall kiosk selling phone cases. She tried rebranding online as a financial abuse survivor. Posted about how weaponize poverty and manipulate with money. The comments weren't kind. Girl, you literally ran a dinner scam ring. Weaponizing poverty? You mean having a savings account? This you? Screenshots of her TikTok tutorials. The IRS hit her with a $4,200 bill after penalties. She had to sell her designer bags to pay it. Posted a crying video about persecution that became a meme in our local Facebook groups. Her crew scattered. Maddox tried to start her own version, but got exposed immediately. Someone had made a local date scammer warning Facebook group. 400 members now. Every time one of them tries the game, their photo goes up. Shay actually reached out to apologize, said she got caught up in the lifestyle and realized how messed up it was. She's in therapy now. Good for her, I guess. The restaurant started sharing notes. Turns out there were similar groups running the same scam. Now there's an informal blacklist among high-end places. They call it the test table list. As for me, I'm dating someone new. First date, she insisted on splitting the check. When I offered to pay, she said, "I've got my own money. I'm dating you, not your wallet." Refreshing. Vera sent one last message last month. Not an apology. Of course not. A bill. For emotional damages from the website, $10,000. I replied with a screenshot of her old TikTok. How to know your worth, never accept less than you deserve. She blocked me. Finally, the website's still up, gets about 100 visits a month. Occasionally get thank you messages from guys who Googled their date and found it. Best 87.50 cents I ever didn't spend. Looking back, the funniest part was how offended they were that I only had $87.50 in checking. Like having a savings account was somehow poverty. These women were living paycheck to scam check, borrowing rent money to keep up appearances, but I'm the broke one? The entitlement was unreal. They genuinely believed they deserved free meals just for existing, that men owed them luxury for the privilege of their company. And when reality hit, when they had to actually pay their own way, they called it abuse. But hey, at least Vera learned something. Last week someone spotted her at Applebee's, splitting the check. Growth.